The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Subaru Productions.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of, what are we calling this? How Would We Fix It?
Yeah.
All right. The Tokucast, How Would We Fix It? Today's episode, we're going to discuss how we would fix Goseiger.
I want to do a whole week about this. Because even though we like the show...
We love the show, but
there are things
it's
that
not
have to be
perfect.
fixed.
No such
Well,
thing
speak
as
for
perfect.
yourself.
We
I like the show.
There are definitely things that could be fixed in it.
Yes.
Let's talk about probably the...
Well, let's talk about the characters. What would we fix about the characters?
Flesh them out more.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is actually going to tie in with certain rivalries.
Yeah. Alita has that rivalry that could go on a little longer. Honestly, I would take Alita's rivalry away from that one general in the... from Warstar and give it to Breidorana. So it could kind of go throughout the season and wrap up so much better at the end, especially since they're both from Skyek. And essentially he has a demonic version of Alita's weapon. I think
it's a good idea, but that isn't really revealed until the final arc. It's a bit of a twist reveal.
No,
so.
but
I'm just saying make them a rival with each other, not because of that.
Okay.
But I'm just saying it makes more sense that they'd be rivals.
Okay.
So
and
then give the rival he had to Hyde.
I would give it
who was much more involved with War Stars because of his brother.
You give it to Agri?
I would say I'd give it to Agri because he didn't really do anything else in the show.
True.
Just to give him something to do.
Rather...
I was going to give Agri something in the robot arc, but...
Yeah, because I feel like, especially in this case, if they would have made the monster that actually killed mages stick around, or if that was the other general, it would have made it better.
See, I was thinking about taking that general that Alita had a rival with and make him the one who killed the brother.
I mean, you could do that.
Yeah, that's what I was...
But I feel like because you actually already have this monster set aside.
Yeah, I know, but...
You might as well just go ahead and give that one to Hyde, and then give either Durapita to Agri, or just save it until later. Eri and Monet need
something to do.
Fixes.
Yeah.
They just need something to do.
Now, if they made both Eri and Monet as rival for the second part, at least,
Metal
Alice, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
And that way, you still could have had Alita have Braideron as his rival, but you could have also had Gosei Knight become Braideron's rival as well.
True.
They could have had a shared rivalry, which is fine. Things like that happen. But it would have made it just a little bit stronger to have, especially something like that. If you couldn't tell, we're getting rid of the pollution arc.
I would actually keep that.
Just make it really short?
No, not just make it really short, just do it better.
I'd say get rid of it because...
It's all... I've said this before. It's all about execution. I'm fine with them having a pollution arc. Just do it better.
See, I wasn't a fan of the pollution arc because just like we were saying in the review, we just had an entire season about pollution 2 years prior.
We did.
And we can turn... Because Gosei Knight...
How would you have changed it then?
Well, I would have gotten rid of it completely and done 20 episodes of the War Star, 20 episodes of the Machines, and then 10 episodes for Beretta last arc. And instead of having Gosei Knight be created to, save the planet and pollution, all that crap, I would have just had him remember that his last Goseiger was an asshole. He doesn't remember what he looks like because God knows Braideron changed looks.
That's why I forgot to mention this. Braideron actually changed when he went into the future. He got his blue look. Originally, he looked more human.
Yeah.
So that's why Gosei Knight didn't recognize him.
Yeah. So, but I would have just changed his thing to be I was created to defend against the robot army, and he can be introduced during the robot arc. So, fight fire with fire kind of mentality the Goseigers had.
It would have made him appear a little bit late, episode 20 or 21.
Nothing wrong with that. Happened. No, nothing wrong with that. Especially since he
shows up in episode 17, so it wouldn't be too much of a stretch.
Here's the question, though. If we were fixing Goseiger, would we keep Gosei Knight as the 6th? Or would we resurrect the brother?
That's actually a very good question. And I'm going to say...
When was the last time we had a green 6th Ranger?
Probably...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a good point. Gosei Knight definitely could have been an extra.
And we can bring back resurrect the brother in the robot arc again. We could resurrect the brother because...
I'm going to say no, though.
Okay.
I'm going to say no, and here's why. I think it would have been overcrowded.
Having 7 people instead of 6.
Having 7 people instead of 6, not that there's anything wrong with that, but the way that Goseiger wraps up, and with all that focus that we get on Gosei Knight towards the end with him and his pass with Beredron, I think it would have been a little overcrowded if we had already had a 6 Ranger and we're focusing so much on the extra now. It would just seem a little out of place.
Okay.
Yeah, especially because they would have came back around the same time.
That's fair. I also would have argued that we could have him be resurrected during the War Star arc because that was where he got the most focus. But I can absolutely see your overcrowding thing. But, so you would still keep Gosei Knight as a 6 Ranger?
I would make him a Bangai.
You'd still make him a Bangai?
Yeah.
And no
He just doesn't look like the rest of the team.
And so this team wouldn't have a 6 Ranger?
No, it would just have a Bangai, which is perfectly... I mean, Kaku Ranger did it. So it's happened before. There is a precedent happen. That would be a perfectly fine thing to do.
That's fair.
I mean, Gingham Man did it. So...
No, you're right. That's absolutely fair.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Honestly, it wouldn't matter to me that much.
I just wanted to bring the question up because we had that discussion during the review.
No, it's fine.
that makes a very good question, though. Would you bring Magus back?
Would you?
Because part of me would.
I would say yes, but not make it happen until about episode 30, 32.
Okay, so we'll get our Bangai hero first,
Yeah.
and then we'll get the 6. Okay.
Yeah. That would actually
Because
make it...
I think if you introduced him in the War Star arc, I think you'd be introducing him too early.
Typically 6 Rangers are introduced around episode 16.
No, the only reason I say don't do that is because it would happen right around the same time Gosei Knight comes in.
No, and I see your point.
Yeah, so it'd just be like, no, he needs about
10 episodes at
10
least.
or 11 episodes to just by himself get into this team. And then maybe one of the monsters...
Here's an idea. Introduce him during the War Star arc. Bear with me. And now that he's alive again, he doesn't stick around. He comes in every now and then.
So like the older version of the 6 Rangers.
Yeah.
That could work. And, they could give him the Gosei Wonder mech from the movie.
Yeah.
He gets his own mech. And he has all the headers.
Also, one thing I'm going to do, and it's going to be an aesthetic thing, I would completely do a redesign of their super forms. A complete redesign.
It needs a complete redesign.
Yeah.
I don't mind the header sword motif where they put their morpher on it. I don't mind that as much, but the fucking spinning gumball
gumball machine.
Gone. How I would design it, the same blade style pretty much, with the tiki, but I would put on the back, the header on the back, so the tiki's in front, the header is like here, so it makes a guard shape for the sword. Angel wings in the shape of their tribe.
Right.
And honestly,
this
is going to sound really bad, much more white because of the whole angel motif. Maybe take a reverse of the color scheme.
I'm thinking, and I'm only saying this because you said put the angels on the back. I mean, the wings. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. Put it on the helmet. So it's reminiscent of the Magic Ranger ones. The Magic Ranger super forms. So they're like, the wings are flying back off of the helmet.
See,
I kind of like his idea more.
Because then we can incorporate them actually flying. Like I would literally put in a plot point of the more powerful an angel is, they act like the powerful angels can fly and have their own wings, and this is when they get them. Yeah. They get their wings. I would honestly maybe do a palette swap of the colors. Okay. Do a white chest, and then like maybe more red on the bottoms. Though the color I'm kind of spouting off of here.
No, that's fine.
Because I want the wings to be white. I want pure white. Gold is overused in Sentai, in my opinion. It really is.
Yeah.
And not to mention, the weapon would not be staves.
Well,
they would be swords.
Speaking of aesthetics, one thing I wanted to get back to, something you said before we started recording is you would go like ham on the angel aesthetic.
Which is what I'm trying to do right now.
Yeah. But like throughout the show, that's something you would do.
I was talking about how when I would adapted it to Power Rangers, I would go more on the angel aesthetic. But I know why they didn't. But yeah, I can absolutely see them doing more on the angel aesthetic and try to put more clues or hints to Bredoron's true identity throughout the show. So it kind of makes more sense. Like, in One Piece there is a year of history that's not recorded, that's lost.
And time skip.
No, it's not a time skip. It's literally a year of history that no one recorded from hundreds of years ago. No one knows what happened in that year. And so one of the Robin, their archaeologist, her goal is to find the history, to find out what happened. Do something like that. Like there's this history that no one talks about with the Goseigers, where an angel fell or some shit like that. Just plant the seeds of this idea because it kind of seemed to come out of nowhere. And the only reason it made sense to us is because we are familiar with the Christianity mythology, and I use the term mythology. This is more like Allegorian mythology. Yeah, because they took that theology, shall we say, and then they adapted it to mythology for a fictional show. Yeah. Because that's what Dante Alighieri did when he wrote Paradiso and whatnot. So something like that. I just wanted... Because we didn't even have the possibility of a fallen angel Goseiger in the show. So a twist like that... I always think a good twist is one that you don't realize or don't think of, but when you go back and rewatch it, you see all the fucking clues you missed out. Yeah. Like with Sixth Sense, how We've mentioned this many times on this channel. No one talks to Bruce Willis ever in that movie, and now you go, "'Cause he wasn't there." Shit like that. So, what a twist. What a twist. But I would put things like that in this show. And I just realized I hijacked this entire episode, and I apologize. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. You like me during the reviews. That's
well, that's your role in the reviews, is to summarize the plot.
He's got a lot to say.
But that is kind of what I would do with Goseiger.
And I feel like, getting rid of the pollution arc and just extending the other two by 4 and the last one by 5 is just a good idea in general. Especially because,
Keep all the music.
It gives us just a lot of time to, one... It still doesn't make them seem like they lasted too long because it's still only 20 episodes each. Yeah. And the last...
That's a whole Power Ranger season.
Yeah. It could just make things just... The last 10 episodes could just be a little bit more dire at the end of the day. Yeah. Just like seeing those plans come to fruition. Gosei Knight ends up being taken over. So he's gone for just... I think maybe about an episode or two longer. And that way you'll still have 6 members on the team. Mm-hmm. It's still in making sense. Yeah. Yeah. That would definitely end up working.
And the fact that really all we're talking about is making some minor tweaks here and there. The biggest is getting rid of 12 episodes. As opposed to just, with some other Sentais, we would just raise the whole thing and build it from the ground up. Start from scratch. Like, y'all fucked up. The fact that we're just...
That's what we did when we did the Kiva episode of this.
Yeah. We really... And the fact that we aren't really doing that says a lot about this show, in my opinion.
Or at least our feelings about it.
True. Yeah. I would keep the lips.
I wouldn't. Those would be gone.
I am indifferent on lips.
The helmets will be smaller.
I like having them in real life. In the show, I am indifferent.
The helmets will be smaller. It would just be a mouth plate.
I just wanted to say that because I thought it'd be funny.
I would get rid of all lips on all suits except Bioman because for some reason I think that just makes him look insane. And I'm completely here for that. But yeah. That's how really all I can think of.
I would put more...
more lips?
No, more Bladera being conniving, just a little bit more. Like with, I want to see those moments like with Metal Alice at the end. I want to see a couple more of those. Like maybe a general from Warstar makes it. He doesn't actually blow up, but it's integral to his plan that he does. So he literally just comes up and slits his throat or something. Just, I want to see more.
Ooh, he can do that to Derepita. Allison thinks he kills him, but at the end, you thought you killed him, but it was me, Blade Runner.
And it wasn't called execution; it was called retirement.
And then there are at least 2 more JoJo references. No, but yeah, more of that would be fantastic. Enter, just bring Enter.
Well, that's big.
Just Enter shows up.
Sava.
Goseiger.
You know, he was sort of like I'm not going to say the prototype, but Enter is a little bit like him. Like, he's a little bit like a combination of Blade Runner and... I'm just going to call him that. Even though it's Blade Runner, it's still funny. Mm-hmm. He's a combination of him and Bosco. So, yeah. That's really what Enter is at the end of the day.
Oh, God, I can't wait to talk about Bosco.
I can't wait to talk about them both.
Yay.
Anyway. Any other thoughts that y'all want to bring to what you would change or fix with Goseiger?
No, but I want to
get rid of Datus.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Or at the very least, just make him a computer, not a toy.
Yeah. There are some other shows we could definitely do this on. Let us know what show that you want us to do.
To fix.
Yeah, what show you want us to fix. What ideas we can give out for it.
I have an idea.
What?
How would we fix Wind Spectre?
I don't remember enough.
That's just too easy. It's too easy. We set it on fire.
Make Deca Ranger.
Oh, I know. Cancel it.
Yeah.
And on that note,
I was going to say, don't suggest that or don't suggest Amazon's because I'll just yell the whole time.
Unless they want you to yell the whole time.
Yeah.
It's good. Let the hate flow.
Let the Amazon flow through. And on that note, bye everybody.
Later.
Join us on all the things.
Patreon, Facebook, Twitter.
Bye.